Hari Om Nana. Anna, you can start now.
Okay, just we'll give it another minute before
Okay.
it is 7. Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यं एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ 12ोऽध्यायः भक्तियोगः। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम् संनियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसां मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततः मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुम् मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागम् ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमे सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोकः लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षा शुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि हेलो अनपेक्षा शुचिर्दक्ष there is one verse missing.
Yeah, I think the 17th verse is missing here.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
missing.
all right.
Yeah, it's missing.
Don't worry. I knew something was missing there. Yo na frushyati na dveshti, na shochati na kankshati, sarvarambha parityagi, yo madbhakta same priyaha, samasyatrau cha mitre cha, tatha manapamanayoho, shitoshna sukha dukkheshu, samasanga vivarjitaha, tulya ninda stutir mauni, संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः. Yeah, we'll get back to verse number 4 or 5, maybe 5. क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते. Yeah, correct. Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham. Kleshaha, the trouble that they face, affliction that they have, the difficulties that they face, adhikataraha, they are very, very great. Tesham, regarding those people, avyaktaha, asaktaha, chetasam, whose minds are committed to what cannot be objectified. Avyakta is what? That which is not an object. Navyaktam, avyaktam. Avyakta chetasam asaktaha. Avyakta chetasam asaktaha. They are committed to that avyakta upasana. Avyakta chetasam asaktaha, whose minds are committed to that which cannot be objectified. Avyakta hi gatihi dukkham, because an end which cannot be objectified, like you cannot objectify yourself. I'm not talking of the body, I am talking of Atma. You cannot objectify yourself. When you cannot objectify yourself, and when you are committed to knowing that which cannot be objectified, then kleshaha adhikataraha tesham. The difficulties will be immense. Okay, cannot be objectified. Then avapyate, it is reached. Dukkham, with difficulty. Dehavadbhihi, people who have ahameva dehaha iti bhavana. Dehatma iti bhavana, that as long as that lasts, those people, when they are committed to the avyakta upasana, nirguna upasana, kleshaha adhikatarastesham. This is what Bhagavan is conveying. Affliction is greater still for those whose minds are committed to what cannot be objectified, because the end, an end which cannot be objectified, is reached with difficulty by those who are identified with the body. Bhagavan is not saying that it cannot be reached. It is reached with difficulty by those who are identified with the body. Dehavad bhiravapyate. Now, avyakta chetasam, same verse. Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham avyakta sakta chetasam. What is this avyakta? Unmanifest. Unmanifest, is it Maya? Is it Maya that they are after trying to find out what it is? If it is Maya, it is a fruitless exercise. Why do you want to know Maya? The effect of Maya is you and I. You and I are the effects of Maya, and the entire Jagat is an effect of Maya. And in the Jagat, you are not able to see, I am not able to see Kitaya. And that should be our effort in the Jagat, to perceive Kitaya. And Abhyakta Sakta Chetasam Kleshaha Adhikataraha. Why it becomes very, very difficult is, there is one mantra in the Mandukya Upanishad. It's a beautiful mantra. Mandukya Upanishad is perhaps the smallest of all Upanishads. It has only 12 mantras. In that, there is one beautiful mantra, which is perhaps the biggest mantra in the entire Upanishad. It reads regarding this Abhyakta Sakta Chetasam, Abhyakta Higatir Dukkham, why it happens. The Mandukya Rishi tells regarding Atma. He talks earlier of Omkara, and Omkara, Akara, Ukara, Makara, and Akara is indicative of the Stula Sharira, and Ukara is indicative of the Sukshma Sharira, and Makara is indicative of the what Sharira?
Karan Sharira.
Why are you people keeping quiet? Some of you must answer quickly. Okay, Karana Sharira. And the fourth one is that which you ought to be seeking. That is Atma. And in the Vivarana of that, the Maharshi says beautifully regarding Atma. That is, Atma is Nanta Prajnam, Nabahi Prajnam, No Bhayata Prajnam, Na Prajnana Ghanam, Na Prajnam, Na Prajnam, Adrushtam, Avyavaharyam, Agrahyam, Alakshanam, Achintyam, Avyapadeshyam, Ekatma-pratyaya-saram, Prapanchopashamam, Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Chaturdham Manyante, Sa Atma Savigneyaha. That Atma is to be known. What Atma? That is Na Anta Prajnam. It is not the Prajna because of which we are aware of what is happening in the Sukshma Sharira. Na Anta Prajnam. Na Bahi Prajnam. It is not that because of which we are conducting our waking world affairs. No Bhayata Prajnam. Once in a while, what happens is when we are about to get up from sleep, okay, and during sleep we are in the grip of what? The Sukshma Sharira, isn't it? Anta Prajnam. And when we are about to get up, that is Bahi Prajnam. There is a kind of a state of pause between these two avasthas when Ubhaya Prajna may be there. Anta Prajnam, Bahi Prajnam, both may be there. And the Rishi was saying, Na Ubhayata Prajnam, na prajnana ghanam. It is not the prajna of the karana sharira. Na prajnam, not that it is not prajna. Na prajnam. Yeah, all these are required to be meditated upon. All these beautiful words, mantras. Adrushtam. Adrushtam is what? It cannot be seen. It cannot be seen. Avyavaharyam. You cannot transact anything with that. Avyavaharyam. Agrahyam. It is not catchable to the sense organs and the antakarana. Agrahyam. Alakshanam. Alakshanam is what? Like being hot is the lakshanam for fire. Alakshanam, that kind of a thing is not there. Achintyam, you can't perceive that with your mind. Achintyam, that is, it is not available to the thought process. Achintyam, avyapadeshyam, it is beyond the description of any words. Avyapadeshyam, Ekatma Pratyaya Saram. It is the essence of Atma. Prapanchopashamam, having known which, the Jagat as though vanishes. Prapanchopashamam Shantam. It is peace personified. Shivam, it is Mangalam. It is auspicious. Shivam, Advaitam, there is no second one in that. Advaitam, Chaturdham Manyante. Chaturdham is what? The three avasthas. Sthola, Sukshma, Karana, Shariras. Then Turiya Manyante. Chaturdham Manyante. Sa Atma Savigneya. That Atma is to be known. How to know that? Klesha, that is why Bhagavan said, Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham, avyakta sakta chetasam, avyakta hi gatir dukkham, dehavad bhiravapyate. Now, when we do meditation, meditation is for what? That upasana is for Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma as depicted in the entire 11th chapter. Okay? 11th chapter has given you the Saguna Brahma Vishaya Vyavaharaha. It has given you. Based on that, if you keep on doing upasana, meditation, upasana means what? Upa means what? Near. Asana, you are seated nearer to you. Upasana means you are seated nearer to your Atma. Your Atma means what? Your effort to know who you indeed are. Upasana. That is a kind of meditation of Saguna Brahma Vishaya. Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyaparaha is Dhyanam. That is Upasana. This is a kind of a worship. This is a kind of worship that you are offering as though to the Lord, but to yourself. Why to yourself? Because your attempt is to know yourself. Through the Saguna Brahma Upasana, you will gain that clarity, that Mano Naischalyam, and the Mana Parishuddhyam. Together with all these things, you will be in a position to understand the Nirguna Brahma. And Nirguna Brahma is what? To understand that is what? Understanding yourself. You are the Nirguna Brahma. And that Nirguna Brahma as given by the Mandukya Rishi. What are the lakshanas of that? Alakshanam. It says agrahyam, achintyam, adrushtam, avyavaharyam, ekatma prachayasaram. What is not available for the thought process? How can you catch that? What is your means of catching that? It is through these Shastra Vakyas, like the Mandukya Upanishad Rishi's Vakyas. the more you think of it, and the more thought process will be centered on those words. And you keep on thinking that vritti, the vritti on those words of the Shastra will as though reveal to you, provided you have two things properly. One is manaparashuddhyatvam. Second one is manonaischelyam. Somebody said something? Okay. Manonaischelyam. If these two are...
What is the meaning of that? Can
Which
you
one?
please give me this
one?
manonaischelyam, these meanings in English? Could you please give that?
Naischelya means a steadiness of the mind. Manonaischelyam. Chelyam is what? Chalanam. Chalanam is something which is unsteady.
Okay.
The steadiness of the mind. Manonaischelyam. Non-moving mind. The mind which is employed for inquiry onto one particular subject, one particular topic that should remain there uninterrupted. That is manonaischelyam. Okay?
Okay. And the other one is mano shuddhi, is it?
That is the cleanliness of the mind.
Okay.
Purity of the mind. Okay?
Yes.
The purity of the mind. The purity of the mind without or minimizing raga and dvesha. Raga dvesha vimuktaistu vishayan indriyaischcharan atmavashyir vidheyatma prasadam adhigachyati. In the second chapter we have picked up this verse. Raga dvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischcharan. Even though the sense organs keep on running away to the sense objects, Vishayan Indriyaischaran, Atmavashyehi Vidheyatma. If the Manonaischelyam is there, Atmavashyehi Vidheyatma, the one whose Atma is Vidheyaha, that is, mind is mastered. The mind is mastered very nicely. Shamadamadi Shatsampannaha. That kind of a person, prasadam adhigachyati. He will attain to prasadam. Prasadam is what? What he is striving for, he would get indeed. So that is it, manonaischelyam. So all these things will be possible if the mind is held steadily and the mind is pure. Mind is without any inimical feeling to anybody, and mind is of such a purity that it has learned to love everything and everybody, and the mind is of such a purity that it is friendly to everybody, of such a purity that it wishes everybody well. All these verses are what I'm saying, these words. There are verses in this chapter which talk of all these things. That will be the lakshanas of a real sannyasi. Lakshanas of a real sannyasi. When the sannyasa is taken up, he promises to the entire Jagat that he will not be inimical to anybody. Sarvabhutebhyaha abhayam datva aham sannyasa ashramam swikaromi. Sarvabhutebhyaha, to all beings, abhayam datva, from me there is no fear at all. I am not the one to be worried about. Abhayam datva aham sannyasam swikaromi. I am taking to sannyasa ashrama. That is a promise made by the sannyasi. And the sannyasi is a person with almost a fulfilled karma yoga anusthana. And he is striving for only jnana. And what is that jnana? Atma jnana. And how is Atma to be obtained? And Atma is to be obtained through the through the jhana and nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is what? Nirgunopasana. Nirgunopasana. And with the mind, which is as though trained by us for identifying objects with some form, with some guna, with some lakshana. How can you employ the mind for nirgunopasana? Nirguna, anantam, avyaktam, achintyam, arupam, ashabdham, avyapadeshyam, adrushtam. All these things, how can the mind grasp? The only means is abhyasa. Abhyasa is a repeated trial. You must keep on repeatedly trying. And one such aid will be our akasha, the space. Akasha, though it is not avyaktam. Akasha is not avyaktam. It is vyaktam eva, but it is anantam. One of the attributes of Atma is anantam, which Akasha is. So you keep on thinking about Akasha. This Akasha, which is anantam, but vyaktam eva. It is an object for awareness. And this object for awareness is aware. Is aware. By whom? It is by you. This anantam, vyaktam, akasham is available to consciousness, isn't it? You are the awarer. You are the awareness. And through that awareness, this anantam, akasham is available for perception. It is not adrushtam. But how about consciousness? How to catch hold of consciousness? Keep on thinking about that, keep on thinking about that, and that is the abhyasa. And when you keep on thinking about that, I understand when the mind, as though tired, becomes calm, without any thought process, without any vritti pravaha, without any disturbing influence on its silence, mind's silence. That is when your abhyasa would help, I believe, and you will be in a position to gain some knowledge of all these achintyam, abhyapadeshyam, abhyavaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, all these things. Perhaps these will as though reveal themselves to you. That is what the Shastra says, and we will have to have the Vishwasa in the Shastra Vakya, that is Shraddha, and we must go forward along with that. Otherwise, what Bhagavan said will be true. Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta higatir dukkham dehavad bhiravakyate. Now, this is indeed in respect of what those people. Arjuna asked a question. Those people who are doing the Sagunopasana and others who are doing the Nirgunopasana, amongst these two, who is greater? Who is greater means who is nearer to gaining moksha? That is it. Who is fit for moksha quickly? That's it. That was the question of Arjuna. Bhagavan has said clearly, those people who are doing Sagunopasana with a dedicated mind, okay, mind devoted to me, they are better. Why did he say they are better compared to these people? These people you should not really compare because they are indeed I. That's what Bhagavan has said. Can you please go to verse number 2 and 3, please? Yeah. Second verse. Maya vesya mano ye mam nityayukta upasate shraddhaya parayopetaha te me yuktatama mataha. These people are indeed better. Can I see the Tatparya? Yes. Yeah. Bhagavan said what? Endowed with unflinching faith, their minds committed to me, being ever united with me, those who meditate upon me are considered by me as the most exalted. Meditate upon means what? Upon me is Saguna Upasana, okay? Are considered by me as the most exalted. This is my vision, my opinion, okay? Immediately he said in the verses 3 and 4, whereas Arjuna, people who do the Nirguna Upasana, etu aksharam avyaktam, anirdeshyam avyaktam padyupasate, sarvatragam achintyam cha kotastam achalam dhruvam. All these, those people who do the Nirguna Upasana, and what about them? Te prapnuvantesha, the fourth verse. Yeah. Samniyamyendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva. They attain to me. See here. They prapnuvanti mameva. You should not compare them with the Sagunopasakas. These Nirgunopasakas, they attain to me. Straight away, they will attain to me, Nirgunopasaka, because they have known themselves. Through the Nirguna Upasa Anushtana, they have known who they are. And when they have known who they are, and Atma is I. Atma is I, which I have mentioned in the 10th chapter. How did I mention? How did I mention? In which verse is that? Hantate kadayishyame divyashatma vibhutaya pradhanyata kuru sreshta naskyanto vistarashyame. After that, what did Bhagavan say? Aham Atma Gudakesha. I am Atma. I am Atma Gudakesha. Where? Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha. In all beings, I am Atma. I have said that. And when people adopting this Nirguna Upasana, they come to know themselves, and they themselves, when they come to know, that is, they have got the Atma Darshana, Aparoksha Anubhuti, and when they have discovered themselves, they have indeed discovered me, and they have discovered the absence of any division between them and I, and so they gain me alone. That's what Bhagavan has said already. Yeah. Now we will go to the 5th verse again now. So 5th verse, this is what Bhagavan said, but these people will have a lot of difficulty in their trials of trying to know them. Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham. It is not easily practiced. And for people like you, Arjuna, who are not yet qualified for this Nirguna Upasana, you would better not attempt that. You go through Saguna Upasana and gain the beneficial effects of Saguna Upasana, then you can get on to this, which then becomes easier. It depends on your qualification. It does not depend on your choice. I will do only Nirguna Upasana. I shall not do Saguna Upasana. What is the use of Saguna Upasana? This kind of a decision you should not take. It depends on your readiness for that activity. Yeah. 6th verse, please. Etu sarvani karmani maya sanyasya matparaha ananyenaiva yogena mamjhayanta upasate. However, those people, matparaha, being the ones for whom I am the ultimate end. Ahameva paraha, not swargaha. Swarga is para for whom? Kamatmanaha Swargaparaha. Those people, okay? For them, Swarga eva para and Aham eva paraha. For those people, I am the ultimate end. I am moksha. Sarvani karmani, all their actions. Maya sanyasya. Maya sanyasya means offering unto me. How do you offer actions? The meaning is Sarvani karmasya phalani. For all the activities that they undertake, the phalas thereof, they offer unto me. Okay? Sarva karma phalani. Sanyasya ananyena yogena. With unflinching devotion to me, a commitment which does not think of any other. Ananyena. Anya means what? Other. Ananya means no other. With a commitment. Dhyayantaha mam. They meditate upon me. That is upasana, saguna upasana. Mam upasate. They worship me. Those meditators, upasakas, being the ones for whom I am the ultimate end, giving up all actions unto me, with a commitment in which there is no other indeed, meditating upon me, worship me, they worship me, and that is beneficial to them. This kind of ananyena iva yogena mam jhayanta upasate, they worship me, and that is indeed the requirement for any worship. Any worship, it must be through ananyena iva yogena. Avyabhicharini bhakti, bhakti which does not waver, which does not go from deity to deity and from one karma to another karma. No, this is without any karma, because appreciating the glory of Ishvara as enunciated in the 10th chapter and as shown through the 11th chapter, and such a glorious being you are worshipping. And you are worshipping for the sake of what? For the sake of your uplift. That is the only phala you are seeking, no other phala. And out of the 4 purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, you are committed only to moksha, to the exclusion of dharma, artha, and kama. When such is the case, this is ananyena eva yogena mam jhayanta upasate. Your phala is only Ishvara.
He is
Your
talking
phala
of the sannyasa here, right?
pardon?
This verse 6 is describing those that do nirgunopasana, right?
No. This is all sagunopasana. Etu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha ananyena eva yogena. See, 5th verse has started off those people who are committed to nirgunopasana, and Bhagavan said that is indeed very tough. So he has reverted to the sagunopasana here. Etu, however means I'm not talking of the Nirgunopasakas. I'm talking of the Sagunopasakas. Yetu matparaha. That matparaha is what? Always thinking of the glories of Bhagavan. Always thinking of Bhagavan as the Jagat Nivasa, Jagat Karana. All these are Sagunas.
Okay.
Are you okay with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Etu sarvani karmani maya sanyasya matparaha ananyena eva yogena mam jhayanta upasate. Mam. This is not avyaktam, avyapadeshyam, avyavaharyam, achintyam, agrahyam. No. Mam. As you have known me through the 10th and 11th chapters, where the glories of mine were said and were demonstrated. That is Sagunapasana. Those meditators being the ones for whom I am the ultimate end, giving up all actions unto me with a commitment in which there is no other, Now, how would you give up all actions unto the Avyaktam? If you are doing Nirgunopasana, you can't be surrendering your results of actions to the Avyaktam. Agrahyam, Achintyam. No. This is to your chosen deity. Kitaya, Ramaya, Shivaya, whatever you choose. But after having chosen, don't keep on wavering from deity to deity. That is no worship at all. And that kind of a worship will not take you forward. That is the meaning of Ananyena eva yogena. Ananyena eva yogena mam jhayanta upasate. The choice of your deity is unquestionably your right. After that, don't waver. If the neighbor says, no, you should have worshipped Kittaya, why are you taking Ramaya? Don't be swayed by all those things. Okay? That Ananyena eva yogena means that you must have confidence in yourself as to what you are doing. Don't keep on getting tossed as though like a small boat in the ocean that cannot travel farther. You have to travel much farther. Moksha is your ultimate end. For that, you must have vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. Bahushakahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. This we have covered repeatedly in the second chapter. What a great chapter was that. Bhagavan has hit the nail on the head repeatedly through some beautiful verses. We should not forget them. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ananyena eva yogena. That vyavasayatmika buddhihi will help you get into this ananyena eva yogena, that mode. Yeah, can we go to next verse? Yeah, here. Yeah, teshamaham samudhatta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Tesham, those people, mayi. And who are those? Mayi, in me, aveshita chetasam. Those minds are kind of immersed in the thought of me all the time, absorbed in me, whose minds are absorbed in me. Okay? Maya veshita chetasam aham nachirat. Nachirat means not after a long time, means quickly. Not after a long time means in a short time, very soon. Mrityu samsara sagarat, from the ocean of samsara fraught with death. Mrityu samsara sagarat, samudharta, the liberator. Bhavami partha, I become, I choose to become. I become means what? I make a promise that I will liberate them from the mrityu samsara sagarat. Why is this samsara is equated to sagara? And why is it samsara equated to mrityu? Because we are being born and we are dying. And afterwards, we are again being born. Dehinosmin yadha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dehat anyat dehaha tasya praptihi dehantara praptihi. This we have picked up in the second chapter. Second chapter, I tell you, you please get some of the verses of the second chapter by heart and keep on doing manana of those. That is very sanctifying. Mrityu samsara sagarat. It is mrityu only. You are being born, you are dying, again being born, again dying. And in the process of living, you are having more dukkha than sukha. And that is equivalent to another mrityu, the dukkha. And that ocean of this janma, mrityu, punarjanma, again mrityu, all these will keep on repeating like the waves of the ocean. So it is equated to Sagarat. Mrityu samsara sagarat. Aham samudharta bhavami. I will liberate them. I will liberate them how? I will give them the necessary commitment to know themselves. Samudharta bhavami. For those people who tesham, those people who are absorbed in me, not everybody. Mai aveshita chetasam. Aham samudharta bhavami. For those whose minds are absorbed in me, Arjuna, before long, that is, soon, I become the liberator from the ocean of samsara, which is fraught with death. Yeah, next verse. Mayyeva manadhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva atavurdhvam na samshayaha. Mayyeva manadhatsva. You place your mind in me only. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. You try to absorb your intellect in me only. Nivasishyasi mayyeva. Then you will live in me only. Atavurdhvam na samshayaha. Afterwards, you have got a lift. Mayi in me, eva alone, manaha the mind, adhatsva, you please place. Okay? Mayi into me, buddhim niveshaya, you have your buddhi get absorbed in my thoughts. Ata urdhvam thereafter. Ata urdhvam means thereafter you will gain what? Proximity to moksha, that is thereafter. Ata urdhvam. Urdhvam is what? Urdhvam is the higher level. Ataha, thereafter, urdhvam. Mayi eva, in me alone. Nivasishyasi, you will abide in me. Na samshayaha, there is no doubt. When you place your mind and intellect in me, then nivasishyasi mayi eva, you will keep on always thinking of me. In whatever activity you have, I am present. You will have your thoughts fully available to me. Nivasishyasi mayyeva. I will be full of your all thoughts, full of your all activities. Whatever you do, I am there. And your thought will be that whatever you are undertaking, you will always think of me. No matter what you do, you will never forget me. Nivasishyasi mayyeva. In me alone may you place the mind. Into me may you make the intellect enter. Thereafter, there is no doubt that you will abide in me alone. And how will you make this intellect enter? You keep on thinking about the glories of the Lord. Aha. This Jagannivasa. He is the one who is residing in the Jagat. Is it that this is the way the intellect will keep on debating? That will be what? Maya buddhim niveshaya. Is he only resident in the Jagat, or is he the Jagat? Is he not the Jagat Karanam? Is he not the very Karanam for even Maya, out of which this Jagat is evolved? This is how the intellect will keep on debating. That Mayi buddhim niveshaya means that you keep on doing that kind of a manana, that kind of an inquiry into yourself. And when you are doing that, from Sagunopasana, you are as though entering the portals of Nirgunopasana. From Jagannivasa, you have gone to Jagat Karana, and from Jagat Karana, you have gone to the Adhisthana for even Maya. Then are you not trying to do Nirgunopasana slowly, surely, without your knowledge? You will be going up and up and up. Ata urdhvam. You will be gaining the higher echelons of meditation and nididhyasana. Ata urdhvam na samshayaha. There's no doubt. atha chittam samadhatum na shaknosi mayi sthiram. Yeah, next verse, please. Atha, in case atha chittam samadhatum na shaknosi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tataraha mamichhaptum dhananjaya. Ataha, then, mayi, in me, chittam, your mind, which includes the intellect also, sthiram, steadily, samadhatum, absorb, na shaknoshi. If you are unable to do so, you are not able to do so, tataha, then, abhyasa yogena, through the practice of yoga, mam aptum, to reach me, ichha, mam ichhaptum dhananjaya. You try to get into the practice of my thoughts, my activities, my glories, my greatness, all these things. Abhyasa yogena tataha mamichhaptum dhananjaya. If you are unable to conform to verse number 8, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, okay, etc., you are not able to do, then you get yourself into the practice of such a thing. Adachittam samadhatum nashaknosi majasthiram abhyasa yogena tataha mam ichha aptum dhananjaya. Mam aptum ichha. To reach me, you have that desire. To reach me, you have that desire. Like great Mahatmas had. Like Mirabai had. Mamichhaptum dhananjaya. They have done Saguna Upasana only. Mirabai has done Saguna Upasana. Mamichhaptum dhananjaya. Okay? Then if you are unable to absorb your mind steadily in me, then through the practice of yoga, may you seek to reach me, Arjuna. Then, in case even this you are unable to do, abhyasepya asamardhosi mat karma paramo bhava madardhamapi karmani kurvan siddhim avapyasi adhaitadapya shiktosi. Yeah, next verse. Oh, okay, it's not a couplet, it's all right. Abhyasepi asamardhosi, even that abhyasa, constant practice of trying to desire me all the time. If you are unable to do, abhyasepi asamardhosi. Asamardha means you are not a person who could be successful in that direction. Asamardhosi. Mat karma paramo bhava. Do everything unto me, all activities. Dedicate to me, that was said earlier. Understand, all karmas are for me, towards me. Mat karma paramo bhava. Madardhamapi karmani kurvan. For my sake, karmani kurvan. If you are doing activities, siddhim avapsyasi. You will be successful. You will be successful. Abhyase api. Even for the practice of this yoga, okay, constant practice, abhyasepi asamardhosi. What do you do? Asamardhosi, if you are unable to do, okay, if you do not have the capacity, mat karma paramaha, one for whom action dedicated to me is superior, parama, is supreme, is paramount, bhava, you become. And karmani kurvan, when you do activities like this, madadham, for my sake, siddhim avapsyasi, you will gain success. Even if you do not have the capacity for the practice of this yoga, may you become one for whom action dedicated to me is paramount. Even doing actions for my sake, you will gain success. See, it's a case of a commitment. How well we are committed to moksha. Moksho me bhoyat iti ichuhu mumukshuhu. how great mumukshus we are will be tested by these verses. If you are indeed a mumukshu, then Ardha, Kama, and
Dharma.
Moksha.
Ardha,
Artha, Kama and Dharma
Ardha,
will not.
Kama, and Dharma will be relegated to the background, and moksha will become the supreme priority for you. What is happening in all our endeavors day in and day out? Not that we are not good bhaktas, we are great bhaktas, good bhaktas, different levels of bhaktas, fine. And we are all mumukshus, fine. But the purushartha towards moksha is as though taking a back seat. When we are compelled into choosing certain urgent activities for which we have to get results, then moksha takes a back seat. When we finish all those things, when we are not tired, when we are not sleepy, as though we will attend to this moksha purushartha. This kind of a thing will not take us forward. What is required is that abhyasa. That abhyasa, always, mamichaptum dhananjaya. Abhyasa, mamichaptum dhananjaya. Always desire to gain me all the time. So you try to do adhyayana of stories regarding me, and you try to get into having greater and greater shraddha on Shastra Vakyas, Guru Vakyas, and try to evolve yourself out of the morass of the daily activities. And what daily activities you may be doing, you always have in mind my thought. The thought of me, no matter what activities you are having, you certainly have all those activities. In and through all those activities, do not forget me. Have me as the basis of all your thoughts. Understand, I am the very basis of your thought. And without thought, you can't act. And I am the very basis for your actions. Understand this, my greatness, and you will gain me. Abhyasepi asamaddosi matkarma paramo bhava madardhamaka karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. Then next verse says, which is the most difficult perhaps. All these Bhagavan is saying, in case that is not possible, do this, in case this is not possible, do that. And the higher ones are not the easier ones, they are the more difficult. Adhaita daptya shiktosi kartum madyogamashitaha sarva karma phalachagam tataha kuruyatatmavan. Adhaita daptya shiktosi, if then, even then, Majyogam ashritaha, being one whose commitment is dedicating all actions unto me, etat api, even this, kartum asaktaha api, even if you are not able to do that, what was mentioned in the verse 10, if you are not able to do, tataha, then, yatatmavan, being one whose mind is committed and disciplined, sarva karma phala tyagam kuru, you do the karma phalachyaga of all your karmas. All your karmas, karma phalachyaga. No matter what you undertake, that karma phala you always give up to me. Sarva karma phalachyagam tatak kuruyatatmavan. When you can't do this, do this. Can't do A, do B. If you can't do B, do C. If you can't do C, do D, etc. If you can't do D, you do E. If you can't do that also, then sarva karma phalachagam tatak kuruyatatmavan. How difficult is this? Sarva karma phalachagam. How difficult it is. Yeah, we will dwell on this verse again tomorrow. Sarva karma phalachagam. Is it not karma yoga anushtanam? This sarva karma phalachagam, is it not in and through the third chapter and part of the second chapter was not Bhagavan telling us karma phalachagam kuru. Okay? And don't you get attached. Asaktaha bhava. Karma phalachagi bhava. Mamichaptum dhananjaya. All these things I have said from second chapter onwards. I have been hammering the reality of this truth on all of you. Okay, time and again. Hey Arjuna, wake up. I'm saying the same thing again. Karma yoga anushtanam. Sarva karma phalachagam. Tatak kuruyatatmavan. And Bhagavan, what he's saying, he will as though amplify in the next verse. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanat jhanam visishyate jhanat karma phalachagaha chaga shantiranantaram. Chaga shantiranantaram. That karma phalachaga, when you do shantihi anantaram, that is why you do karma phalachaga. We will see this tomorrow. Hari Om everybody. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om everybody.
Dhanyavad Nana.
Dhanyavad. Hope all of you have performed Ganesh Puja very nicely, invoking the blessings of Lord Ganesha on all of you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.